Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. Today, we're unpacking Miss Lee Carl's incredibly concise but absolutely powerful notes on the biblical text of Matthew 2. And as we go through this, you're going to notice we're using some beautifully bright, vivid, anime-inspired graphics today. We really wanted to bring the text to life in a relatable way that appeals to everyone, whether you're a younger student or an adult, because this core message about guidance and protection is just so incredibly relevant right now.
So here's a question for you. When adversity strikes, who is directing your path? We are navigating a really unpredictable economic and social climate today, aren't we? Whether you're dealing with inflation, massive shifts in the job market, or just the heavy daily pressures of modern society, we all face adversarial harm in some form. Keep this modern dilemma right in the back of your mind before we jump into the text, because we all desperately need reliable direction, and the text we're analyzing today claims to offer the ultimate source of it. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, Divine Direction and Protection. In a world that is, frankly, full of unexpected hurdles, having a reliable source of direction is absolutely crucial. Miss Carl's notes strongly emphasize a fascinating dual role here. It's not just about pointing you toward a goal, it's about actively shielding you from adversarial harm. The source text explicitly highlights that the Lord directed and deterred the wise men and Joseph. Now, to direct means to proactively guide someone toward a specific destination. But to deter, that means safely turning them away from incoming danger. It's not just about arriving at the right place, it's about safely navigating all the hazards along the way. Divine guidance covers the whole shebang, the offensive move forward and the defensive protection from harm.
Let's move on and see how this builds. We get a really vivid, practical example of this in the wise men's journey. Step 1, they were directed to Christ. Step 2, they were deterred from danger. And step 3, they were instructed to return another way. It's literal divine rerouting in action. Honestly, think of it like that bright, glowing modern GPS on your dashboard. When there's a massive accident ahead, a good GPS doesn't just let you blindly drive straight into the mess, right? No way. It recalibrates. It says, take the next exit, return another way. Miss Carl's notes highlight this exact protective mechanism at play in the historical text.
What's really interesting about this slide is the sheer precision of the timeline. On day 1, Joseph is directed to go to Egypt. But look, right in the middle, we see the true purpose. At the right time, kept safe from harm. And then, on a future day, he is directed to return from Egypt. The precise timing here is literally everything. Joseph wasn't just handed a vague suggestion. He was directed at the exact right moment for ultimate protection from intense adversity. In today's crazy, fast-paced economy, we all know timing can make or break a situation. Well, the text illustrates that divine direction isn't just accurate in its destination, it is perfectly timed for our safety. All right, let's transition into our second section, the clash of reactions. Now we're shifting our focus a bit. We're moving away from God's perfect direction and looking at the inherent tension of how human beings actually react to it. Because, let's be real, when a higher authority steps in, people definitely do not respond in the same way. We see a stark divide. On one hand, there is an embrace from those who see his deity. On the other hand, there is a drive to resist or even destroy, motivated entirely by selfish reasons. We're impartially reporting Miss Carl's observation of the text here. Human reactions to divine intervention are profoundly split. There's practically zero middle ground depicted. You either see the ultimate authority and embrace it, or you view it as a threat and push back. Let's break this down just a little further. Miss Carl points out that reactions to the Lord are highly varied, creating this very stark human contrast in the narrative. Some folks seek to embrace him, and that positive reaction is driven by recognizing his deity, acknowledging who he truly is. But on the flip side, others actively seek to resist or destroy his influence. And according to the notes, this urge to resist always stems directly from selfish motivations. Things like holding on to personal power, ego, or control. It's a deeply human trait. And honestly, you can still see it in almost any corporate or economic power struggle happening in the world today. Which brings us to our third and final section, the ultimate catalyst. So we've seen how perfectly the direction is given and how polarizing the human reaction can be. Now we're focusing on the inevitable, undeniable ripple effect that this divine intervention causes in the world. When true direction arrives, it acts as a catalyst. Now, for our younger viewers out there, or hey, as a quick refresher for us adults, a catalyst is simply something that initiates or accelerates significant activity, action, or reaction. Like in science, it's the element that makes a chemical reaction happen. This definition perfectly aligns with Ms. Carl's final point. The Lord's arrival in the text is never, ever passive. It is the ultimate instigator of change.
So the crucial point is that the arrival of the Lord, or even his representatives, always causes activity, action, and reaction. The sheer presence of Jesus sparks an undeniable, immediate response from everyone involved. It completely disrupts the comfortable status quo. It forces people to make a decision. As Ms. Carl's notes outline, you simply cannot remain neutral when a true catalyst is introduced into your life. It demands that you make a move.
And that brings us to the most important question of this explainer. His arrival demands a reaction. What is yours? The notes we've unpacked today show that divine direction offers incredible protection from adversarial harm, especially in our tumultuous times. But it also forces a choice. Whether you embrace the guidance because you recognize its source, or you resist it out of self-interest, a reaction is demanded of you. It really leaves us all pondering how we choose to respond to the guidance we're offered in our own daily lives. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope you keep seeking and embracing that direction.